Before we get into today's video, I do want to let you guys know that this video is for educational purposes only. Please remember to be kind to everybody everywhere in your everyday life, in your home, in the grocery store, and especially in the comment section down below. Please do not show hate to anybody, anywhere. Good morning, my lovelies, my beauties, my friends. My name is Christina and welcome to my channel. If you're new here, thank you so much for clicking on this video. I really hope that you will subscribe, stick around, take a chance in hearing some things that I have to say. And if you are a returning subscriber, y'all already know, y'all are my babies. So good morning, good morning, good morning. How is everybody doing today? I hope you all are having an amazing day. I had a totally different video planned for you guys today. It will go up next week, next Friday. When I tell you guys, it is a absolute doozy. However, I thought I needed to interrupt our normal programming to talk about these two little boys, Orrin and Orson West. If you guys have not heard about them, I mean, everybody is talking about these little babies everywhere right about now. So these are two little boys at the age of 3 and 4 who went missing in California City in December 21st of 2020. Okay, it's been almost a month now that these two boys have been missing. Let me give you guys a rundown if you don't know what happened. Trezell and Jacquelin West are the two adoptive parents of these two little boys. Now, they're Orson and Orrin, who have had their name changed since they've been adopted. They're 3 and 4 years old, but Trezell and Jacquelin West, they already have other children as well. They just ended up adopting these two little boys in 2019. Now, they gave interviews to the media, and the interviews seem a bit sketch.
Came in the house, I saw them there. I went in the house, I came back out. I didn't see them now.
I will leave some linked down below if you guys want to see them. This is a picture of the parents right here. A lot of people were saying that the dad, Trezell, was giving a lot of Chris Watts vibes, you know, with the arms crossed, and the wife, Jacquelin, she was swaying back and forth a lot, and they were kind of stuttering a lot. And so right off the bat, people thought, okay, these parents look guilty. I do want to point out, though, that while they were given this media interview, there was a whole crowd around them. And part of that crowd was part of these two little boys' biological family, and they were going off on them. They were yelling at them, telling them they did something or whatever, so they could be nervous from the crowd of people watching them. I mean, you know, Chris Watts was on his porch by himself with the news crew, okay? He didn't have a whole crowd around him judging him and telling him he did something to his family like these two parents did. Now, that don't mean they didn't do anything, but okay, let's just keep moving here. The parents, when they gave that interview, they said that the wife, Jacquelin, or the mom, she was inside wrapping Christmas gifts. So they had the idea that Trezell, because he was outside allegedly throwing wood and chopping up firewood or whatever and throwing it over the fence, he would take the two little boys outside with him while she was wrapping Christmas gifts inside, and they would play with chalk on the sidewalk or the cement that's out in the backyard. Now, allegedly, these two parents, they sent their other kids to the grandma's house or to another family member's house. When they were questioned, why didn't the two little boys go too? They said, well, they're much littler, and so we kept them at home. That I can kind of relate to, but you know, nevertheless, let's just keep going here. So the father said he was going in and out of the house, he was doing firework, he was going in and out of the gate, some stuff like that, and that when he came back, the two little boys were missing, and he noticed that he had left the gate open. So he said that he went inside, he looked around in the house, he was looking for them, he couldn't find them, asking his wife, getting her involved, didn't find them, went outside, looked, didn't see the two little boys, got in his truck. He said he went everywhere looking for these little boys he could, you know, find them. Then he realized it was getting cold and dark, so he came back, and then they called the police. The police were sent out, and they did a full search. According to the parents, the adoptive parents, the police told them to stay at home, that they have the best search team out searching for them. So the parents stayed at home while the cops and the community got involved in looking for these little boys. It has now been a month, and these two babies are still missing, okay? Now, a lot of people had questions on, okay, why were they adopted? What happened to these little boys? So I'm going to give you a rundown from what I understand, and I will leave some videos linked down below. There was a YouTube channel that said she read a statement from the actual biological mom, because the biological mom was out there giving interviews too.
They did something. I feel like they did something, and they know something.
they did something, and I feel my kids is somewhere around here. I can feel it, and I feel like they're in the house, and I feel like they did something.
This is a picture right here of her in her mask. She's very upset, obviously, and saying that she just has it, she feels it in her heart that these adoptive parents did something to her birth children. So allegedly what happened was she was at work one day, and her oldest son, Orrin, out of the two that, you know, were adopted by the West family, he was at home with a caregiver or a babysitter or something like that. According to Ryan Dean, who is the biological mom of these two little boys, she said she came home from work, she noticed that Orrin, and at this time she's pregnant with Orson, okay? So she's got him and she's pregnant with Orson. She said she noticed that he was very, very fussy and that obviously something was wrong with him, so she took him to the hospital. When she took him to the hospital, they examined him and they found out that his leg was broken. Now this is all according, allegedly, what the mother said as her statement, the biological mother. Allegedly, when they found out that the little boy had a broken leg, he was like 1 year old at the time, they took him, CPS got involved at the hospital, and they took him right away from her. The mother allegedly said then that because of the stress of losing Orrin to CPS over that, it caused her to go into preterm labor with Orson. And so Orson was born premature. He had to be in the NICU, stay in the NICU for some time. I think he was 4 pounds whenever he was born. Very, very tiny, you guys. I want to remind you guys again, if you've never had a kid, imagine a 5-pound bag of sugar. Okay, 1 pound less than that. We're talking tiny, okay? Tiny. So CPS got involved there too and took Orson as well. So at this point now she's lost both of the boys, and she said allegedly that she went through all the classes. She was fighting to get the boys back. The two boys, they went into foster care. Obviously, I mean, they're not staying in the hospital forever, right? They go into foster care, and then in 2018 they went into foster care with the West, the couple that eventually ended up adopting them. Now the mother said she did all the classes, all the parenting classes. She did everything she was supposed to do to get the boys back. However, allegedly she went to court. They found out some way, somehow, that she had a marijuana card, you know, where she could legally smoke or take or whatever, THC, for whatever her personal reasons are. And the court sentenced her or asked her to go to like therapy about it. She went to go to therapy, and when she went to therapy, she showed them she had a card, and they said, we're not going to give you therapy for something that is legal for you. It's obviously your medicine or whatever, so we're not going to give you therapy. So they gave her a piece of paper. Allegedly, she went back to court, showed the judge, and the judge didn't want to accept that. And then by this point, the social worker stepped in and said, we think that these two boys are best with the foster parents versus going back to their biological mom, and they want to adopt the boys. So they allowed the West to adopt these two little boys, and the mother lost all parental rights, the biological mother. We'll talk more about that later, okay? This is the alleged story of what happened. So in 2019, Orson and Orrin were adopted by the West, and their names were changed because that was not their names at birth. Orson and Orrin, they changed their names as well, you know? There's been a lot of rumors about this family, which it's very hard for me to get on board with. There's another YouTuber, I will leave that video linked down below, who went to like their old apartment complex and was interviewing people, and the people were saying, yeah, they lived here, but they were very quiet. They didn't let the kids come outside and play. They stayed to themselves. And of course it seems all mysterious and stuff, but I mean, was that during a pandemic? You know, did they not want their kids to go outside? You know, were they being protective? You know, I know for me, I'm very protective who my kids go out and play with too. You have to be that way. So I don't know if that seems super fishy. I need more information on that, but nevertheless, that's what neighbors said, right? Another thing is the previous owner of the house that they're living in currently, since all this happened, she stepped up and she said that, like, she allegedly said that when she was going through the process of selling the house, that it was kind of like a struggle with these people, which that doesn't mean anything either. I mean, who knows what that means? But what she did say was that that gate that he was saying that the kids went out of, it closes on its own, that her husband specifically put one of those latches on it so the gate would close and it wouldn't stay open. So that's interesting if that is true. Another thing is another YouTuber, the same YouTuber that was going and like interviewing the neighbors and stuff, he went to that neighborhood where the house is and started going to the different neighbors' houses that had cameras and found a neighbor's camera that was pointed and positioned in a good way where you could see the house. And allegedly, from what they saw at the time frame that these parents said that the kids walked out the gate or somebody got them or whatever, that no kids left the gate. That they watched it the whole time and no kids left the gate. So they're thinking or theorizing that these kids were already not there, that this has all been staged and all planned and something else happened to these boys and the adoptive parents are just not saying what happened to them. I do want to say that the cops have completely searched their house. I mean, from what I heard, they even busted into the walls. I mean, they tore their house up. They took their kids from them, their biological children that they have. They are in custody right now of CPS and they don't even have them. When the chief of police was interviewed about it, he said, anytime you have a case like this, we remove the other children. So these parents, they don't even have their biological children right now. And I'm sure they're being questioned as well. Even the babies are. The chief of police did say that they have been interrogated or questioned. We still don't know what. The 911 call has not been released either yet. I'm interested to see all of this. I just cannot imagine like my kid, much less my kids being missing for almost an hour. If I can't get a minute, if I don't know where my babies are, I'm not sleeping, I'm not eating, I'm not resting, I'm not doing anything until I find my flip-flopping kids. Are you kidding me? Like, I'm kicking in doors at the neighbors' houses. And that was one of the things that was said. The father, during his interview, said that he really wanted to go into the neighbors' houses. Well, why haven't you? I don't understand that. Like, I would have went and knocked on doors and been like, do you mind? Because I know for me personally, if a neighbor came to my house and said, listen, my kids are missing, can I just look in your house? I would let them look in my house for their kids. Or I would be out there looking with them. Are you kidding me? And I'm trying not to too much judge because I don't know what happened. But you got to look at all the, I just could not imagine my baby being missing. Either any of my kids. You know, my oldest is almost 20 years old and I have a Life 360 app on his phone so we can know where each other's at all times just in case something ever happens. And he is an adult, I guess. So I don't know, you guys. There's an $80,000 reward for any information that will bring these little boys home. Please contact the California City Police. Please contact the California City Police if you know anything. Like, I do want to say too that the mom, the biological mom, said that she wanted to get the boys back, but she said she was working to get the boys back. But once they're adopted, I don't think there's getting them back. If they're in foster care, yeah, but once they're adopted and their names are changed, there is no getting them back. They are now the adoptive parents' children. And you know what? Another thing too that kind of disturbed me was, not disturbed me, but kind of rubbed me wrong. If you guys watched the interview with the adoptive parents, now I'm trying to give them the benefit of the doubt with the crowd being around and everything, but the adoptive father said they're two rambunctious little boys. And to me, that was a little bizarre. It almost gave me the feeling of setting it up to the fact that these boys may run off, because all boys are rambunctious. Mostly all boys. I know I'm gonna have 5 of y'all comment down below and say your boy wasn't rambunctious, but mine were. I'm talking about, it was like pulling teeth to keep them from doing backflips off of the couch. You know what I mean? Like, that is my experience with boys. That would not be anything that I would think to say rambunctious little boy, unless I'm trying to set you guys up for a thought pattern of these children, but where are they? It's been a month. 3 and 4 years old. They didn't run away. They're not taking care of themselves at this point. Either they were snatched by somebody, which God forbid that could have happened, or the adoptive parents did something to them, and that could have happened too. So it's awful, awful, awful. The chief of police did say that he suspects foul play. I mean, obviously, I heard him say that. I'm like, okay, great, thank you. They've been gone for a month. They're 3 and 4 years old. There's obviously foul play. Let's keep it rolling. And it's under investigation. So again, if you know anything, you have any idea, please contact the California City Police. I will keep you guys updated on this and we will follow this case and pray for these little boys. As always, my loves, thank you guys so much for watching this video. Please do not forget to like it. It's a free way that you can help your girl out. And until next time, I love you guys so very much. And I'll see y'all in the next video. Bye. Love you guys. Bye.
We are dreaming in the dark. We are nothing more than dust.